Hello everybody, how are you? Welcome back. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch. And at The Flower Patch I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements from door wreaths, door swags, home decor arrangements, garden arrangements, things for your business, weddings, funeral tributes and much more, guys. Right, again, I just wish to thank you all for sending me little comments last night and lovely messages, and still thanking me for reaching 1,000 subscribers. You know what, guys, I'm still buzzing with joy. I really am. Every time I look and I switch on my TV and go to my channel, my own channel, and sit there watching myself. How vain is that? Well, somebody's got to, and especially in my house, they're all busy playing games. And I look and I just look at the subscribers amount, and yesterday again it said 1K, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is joyous. So yes, I am really overwhelmed. And thank you for all saying as well that I inspire you, and I've gave you many different ideas on what to create, and to think outside the box, basically, instead of doing the same mundane thing. You know, grab anything, grab a mirror frame or a picture frame, grab an old shoe, or like I did the work boot one for a lady, grab a letterbox or post box, you know, an old tin can, an old watering can, absolutely anything, guys. And I mean, I've even done it off of a door frame where my husband cut it off. So you can use anything. So I had another young gentleman. Oh gosh, I love it when, you know, because a lot of people think that flowers are relatively a feminine thing. Oh, I wouldn't say that. But I've had a young gentleman. I mean, I say young, I don't know how old he is, but everybody's young at heart to me. And he has asked me if I could do, and get this, guys, when he said the colours, a man of my heart, a wreath, green and white. Green. Oh, I'm gladly going to do a green and white one, without a doubt. So I just thought I'd get some bits out. I've took what I can out of a bunch, what I think I may need. I've tried to calculate it today. I know I'm going to need some other bits like filler foliage and things, but I couldn't make my mind up which filler foliage I want. And I think it's usually nearer to the end, when I can see everything in, that I realise what will go better in my filler foliage with this arrangement. So I'm going to go quickly through just a few bits. It's things that we've had before. So I've got out my Fiddlehead fern. I want that around the sides just to give, I mean, this is a waxed look, and I just want to give it that movement around. Now this is going to be a crescent shape. The young gentleman was asking me yesterday, sent me a message concerning elements, principles and things like that. Well, this form is a crescent, so we need to build that structure first of all, which will be then our shape to our arrangement. So these will look lovely for the crescent, to give the movement on the outer side, to give that contrast against other things, and also the texture. It's a some of it is soft texture, and some of it, and then the fern is a soft texture, but the little greenery here is slight bit more coarse. So I've got two different textures in one stem. Now I've got out again some more ivy. I think ivy looks lovely and everything. Again, this is a soft texture. I've got a mixture here. Some are a bit slightly glossy. I think these have been like scrap hens really, and I've placed them all in a bunch. But I'm going to use these. Again, if you've got scraps or oddments, use them, guys, because they could still make something look beautiful. And I've got a fresh stem here, bought of ficus, variegated ficus, but I've also got some oddments that I've chopped, obviously a bit more than I needed, so I've placed back, what's that? So I've placed back in the bucket, but we've got some of that also. And again, that is soft texture. You know how you hear the saying, the rough with the smooth, a combination, it balances out. It's like a marriage made in heaven. To get your different textures, attach a bit of rough texture with the smooth texture, and you have your marriage. So here I have some of my little vine, where it's again movement on the side. Now this is rubber, so this is another texture. The stems are plastic, so that's a bit harder. So we've got a hard and a soft texture on these as well. And then I've also got out some of these twigs, leafy twigs. Again, these are harder in texture, so this is just a rough textured twig, which again will balance out against the smooth and give you that marriage made in heaven. Now, you know me, guys, with my conifer. Now this is lovely. I had a lady when she was commenting and said that she thinks this conifer is so, she's in the UK, so realistic. Oh, it is. It is to the conifer trees. I mean, I'm not sure, I don't live in the States, you know, somebody let me know if you can, if you have this sort of conifer. But this is a very common conifer stem or tree that we have in the UK, which, oh, a leaf's popped off. It is like so. I don't know if you can see, but that is a common tree. People use it to go around their gardens, to use it for privacy. So over here, and again, that is now a very rough texture. So again, it may be slightly rubbery or with a bit of velvety touch to it, or hairy look when you get really close up. But the hairy bit doesn't feel smooth because it's got, you know, spiky bits everywhere. So it is another rough texture. Now going from rough to smooth, we have our lamb's ear. And again, in colour, again, we go by colour. This is light. We have dark. And this is light. So to contrast the two together, mix light with dark so they bounce off of each other. The dark bounces off the light and the light bounces off the dark, which also brings your arrangements to life and bounces off of each other again. Now this is, everybody knows lamb's ear. It's very beautifully soft. This one's got little crystal-like glass in it. Just to give that little bit of a sparkle, so when it's outside anywhere, if it's going outside and the sun hits it, you get that glimmer of sunshine sparkling back off of it. So that is a lovely thing to have. Now, I've not used these before, I don't think, that I can recall. It was on a vine, guys. I couldn't use it on the vine because it just wouldn't sit any, you know, how I'd like it on anything. So I literally took every one off, and they look like antlers, stag's antlers, or even seaweed, I don't know. But I put them all on separate picks. I thought again, I mean, this is hard, this is rough as well. And I thought just to add a different, again, a different look, different texture, and a, you know, something where a contrast towards all the flat, you know, all rounded shape leaves. So this is, you know, spiky like the conifer and that, but it's a short one. It's not long, so again, there's another difference. There's long in your length, you know, you have length, you have short lengths. So again, put it together with other things that are longer, and you again have your different length of and styles and contrast of leaves. But I thought we may put that in. I want to see what that looks like. And again, I've got some mini monstera. Now these are cute, and I've placed these on picks. I haven't got any more left. These was on a vine, and I've placed these on picks. And aren't they lovely? The movement of them with a curl, they go bigger at the bottom, smaller at the top. So that is lovely. And I want those again, different texture. Now these are smooth. So again, here we go again, you know, there is just smooth, the rough with the smooth. And we've got that also again. Just always remember to place different, you know, textures with each other. Coarse, you know, smooth, you know, extra smooth, velvet, you know, things like that. Soft, anything, you know, you've got all different types of textures. But I thought for the movement as well, they may go there, or I may bring a couple coming in the centre. So we've got that. So I've also got these out. I call these bunny balls because I know they're not, but the alliums, but they look like a bunny rabbit's tail. But these are white alliums, and these are hard and rough. But I like them. I thought we could again, instead of having everything flat and in our, you know, choice of things like these, you know, everything is just basically flatter. I want something round to bring it out and to puff it up a bit to give it volume. So again, when you're doing things, add something a bit rounder to it, like these alliums, or maybe bunny tails, you know, which is slightly smaller, or berries and things like that, just to give it a round effect, as instead of having like points on your floor, on your foliage and things like that. Add in some round shapes, and that will also give a beautiful contrast to the eye. So when somebody's looking at it like this and they spot different textures, different shades, different colours, and also you know, how they're marrying and coming together as one. Now I have got out my emerald green spray roses, mini spray roses. Now I love these. I love the colour because I love green. It's my favourite colour. But I've got those out. They're small, they're not big, because I've got these that are bigger than those, but when I placed them aside, the alliums with them, they didn't look out of place. So, and I also did that with the other flowers that I've got, and again, they didn't look out of place. So again, if you're not sure if it doesn't go together, put them together like a bunch in your hand, look at them, and your instinct kicks in. You'll know immediately, yes, no, yes. And if you're doubting, you think you're not sure, put it away, take it out. Because I always say, if in doubt, leave it out. Because you will regret yourself if you put it in and you're still doubting it. So then you've got to pull it out. You've chopped it up when it could have just been left as it is. So if in doubt, guys, leave it out. And if you put it in and you're still in doubt, take it out. That's a tip I've always learned. So that's those. I've also got out these again. Again, I may not be using everything, but round shape again. Now, these have got spikes on also with a bit of the pine leaves. But they're not, I can't remember if these are like similar to protea or something like that. I'll have to glue that back on. But I've got those out, and they are rough, but they're round. Again, everything I've got in the foliage is spiky, tall, long, thin, you know, pointy. I need round to go with it, to bring it alive again, to bring things alive. I've got out a bit of my astrantia, one of my other all-time favourite flowers. I've got this in my garden, the real stuff, in this colour and in the red. So with it being a very light green, it's a lovely colour, and it is so realistic, this. So realistic. I'm going to place some of that in. Again, a bit of floral, small. That's another thing to remember. If you're having big flower heads, always incorporate small flower heads with it. You know, because by having just big, it's going to look too bulbous, you know, or too much, you know, and you're just going to look and think, oh my gosh, there's too many big flowers. Incorporate small, medium, as well as large flowers together. I've got, now these are a few little oddments here, what are left from a stem, but I have got out again small and round rannunculus in white. I mean, these are new, they've not been touched. Well, I say new, I've had them a while, they've just been stuck in there and they've just left them there really. But I've got my rannunculus and we're gonna bring those in as well. So again, another round flower. So the flowers are round at the moment. I mean, the one I've got out, well, I'm going to try this with the roses, green and white. Again, these are small, but they've got spiky leaves, so it's rough textured. The rose is sort of smooth, but the leaves are spiky and coarse. So we'll see what they look like. I may not even put those in, guys. But around the sides, I want some more movement. I want white and green flowers. So we're going to place this now. These are tiny, tiny. So they're much tinier than what the astrantia is. So again, we've gone from larger down to miniature. So, you know, again, different sizes. Now, last of all, I want length. I always like to incorporate length into my structures, and like you see with this, with the twigs, I like the length because if somebody wants a compact arrangement, I can do compact. But when I'm doing things, you know, if it's a request on a video, I will do you know, from one of you beautiful subscribers, I will do you a compact arrangement. I like to show you the movement of things, you know, the flow, you know, how it would flow and move in the wind, so to speak. So as I want length, I've chosen orchids. Now, who's to say I'm going to use all these, but length. I need height, I need length, I need maybe, you know, if I decide to bring one across, width, but I need height as well. So I could bring one here, one down at the bottom here, like so, and to bring it down the length at the bottom, and then also across the side here for the width. And that is what I want to do with beautiful, beautiful orchids. Now these are soft. Again, they're textured, they're soft, they've got their own foliage, which is really soft. Oh, I keep pulling them off. But they've got length, they've got the structure to help me, you know, they've got something to bring my arrangement and make it bigger, you know, and things like that. And then also for my line. The long, so they will give me the linear, the line of my structure, meaning the height and the length as well. So I always like to incorporate things that are tall as well, unless, again, a customer requests, you know, a compact or shorter arrangement. So I hope that helps as, you know, I'm trying to go along. how I've described that. Again, I like to simplify it. I don't like to give you all this big heavy jargon to the point where, especially new, you know, your new beginners or people who are just starting out, or anybody else really gets confused by it. So I try to simplify it, you know. So today we're going to do a crescent shape. I've already done a bow. I wanted to do that in advance because I knew I was going to be chatting, so I didn't want to keep you all, you know, the time again. So what I've done, I've done a 5. I've got these. I always forget. 2.5 inch. I always forget what they are. I keep looking and thinking the 3. 2.5 inch ribbons. I've got a plain, like an olive green. I've got the checkered green and white, and then I've just got one with like got foliage on, and I've just got that. And then in the centre I've got twine that has leaves attached to it. And then I've done the checkered one first, which is 5 inch. Then I've done the olive green, which was 4.5. Then the foliage ribbon at 4. Then the checkered one in the centre at 3. But I did add these in and place these at 3.5. So that is what I've done. I haven't made it, and I've only done 2 loops of everything instead of 4. So I thought, is, you know, I'm going to do that. I want that maybe on this side to come down here, because I want the crescent shape on the left, not on the right. So I'm going to attach that first. I've put a cable tie through the back. I just need to line it up where I'd like it to sit, and then place it through the centre of the grapevine. And I've pulled on that really tight, so it's not going to go anywhere. Let's just move that under so it doesn't stick or rub on anyone's door. And again, 2 loops of everything, and then just 1 olive green in the centre, because I love that olive green. I've cut the streamers. I started with the olive green, all at different lengths. And when I say all at different lengths, I mean, I can't get them together at the moment, but I had them all there. Let me pull that back down, like so. Only by a little bit. The green, olive green is slightly longer than the checkered, and so on. I've just come up with the length of the ribbon at the bottom, the streamers. So, and then I've got a little streamer here and a little one here on this side from the twine, just to hang loosely. So that is our grapevine wreath, not finished. So first of all, I'm wanting to place in our long wispy bits, because these are like for the line as well as the orchids. I want these in to form my structure of how big, you know, I would like my design to be. I could cut these down. Some people would leave them as one, like so, but that is really big. I mean, these are, I've cut the stems on this, These are 23 inches long, just that on its own. I don't want 23 inches hanging up. I like length, but not to the point of where it's super, super long. So I will cut that down. I could still group them together, bring it down further here instead of placing it here because it's still long. If you still want that length, you know, the height, bring it further down on the side to lower your height. So that is what we're going to do with this one. So I'm going to bring it slightly down. And again, just tweak it, just give it that little bit of a bend so you can see the crescent shape forming, which is half a moon shape. And then I'll go to here and I will do exactly the same. I won't go as round like this because I want to see my tail ends. I don't want to start covering them. So I will bring this down more to a line, to a, you know, a slight bend. So it's like that, a slight little bend on this, on the bottom of the crescent. So I will go around the similar position. And bring that one down, like so. This will move until, oops, you get something. If you still don't like the movement of it, and here's another thing for you guys who have not seen before, get a floral wire, go through your grapevine like you would a ribbon, and twist it. Twist it so you've got a little bit of length on, like that. And then bend it back into the grapevine so it doesn't scratch on anybody's door. So now that will stay in that position. That's if you're still worried that it's still moving more than you really like it to. So just add a little bit of floral wire. So now I can then bring these that I'd like to be with them. You know, I don't like to just leave it single all the time. Sometimes I've done it depending on what I'm doing, but on this occasion I want to have a little group of them. I'm going to bring one slightly shorter and one maybe a bit higher, but coming down this way, not up here and going over, bringing it down at a slope on this side of the crescent. So then I will go here, just give it that little tilt. And again, if you think it's not sitting right, use some floral wire. And then do the same with this one. I bring it in, but I'm coming in towards the center, not here. I could bring it here and bring it round, but I want, well, I've got these, in fact I could bring those near the center. So yeah, we'll do that then. We'll, you know, try and give yourself a bit more of a choice to place things in. So like I've got two long, some bits, you know, like these that are both long. Then again, as you can see, longer, that is longer than this one. So we're coming up in, down in size. So I can now get two pieces out. Again, I'll cut cut them all because this is really long. And you can do the same coming here. Now, if you feel that that's too long again, you've got two choices. You can bring your stem down here and place it in, or cut it. So if you're going to cut it, I'll show where the little flower is or the leaf. Cut it right next to there, at the bottom, just above it, not on it. So then it gives you a stem on the one above, and then it just shows that there doesn't look like there's nothing being cut there because you've got your stem down here. Now I've got a little prong here and there's no leaf there. I've got the leaf here. So I'm going to pull that off and I'm going to move it up. So it's up to the next one. So then I'm going to cut that because I don't need that. So you can do that. And you can bring that here on this side. Again, coming in. And do it again on this side. So I've got them all in different lengths. These here are just like filling in. I want slightly longer. Let me chop that thing here to come here and another one here. I just wanted to show you what to do with if you had small ones. I've got another small one left here. I'm not going to waste it, so I'm just going to bring it like so. And again, just and then I'm going to bring this one here. I like things to cross over. In fact, that's a bit too much there. So let's move it. I'm going to place it there. I like things, as you can see, I'm crossing them over. And then because now I've done that, I find there's a bit of a gap because I placed that one in. So I'm going to use this space here and place a smaller piece in there. Oops, a daisy. Stuck behind a wire. There we go. Just tidy that up now. So that is our spiky twigs on that one. So then now you won't see these as much once everything is in. But at the moment what I'm doing, I am forming our structure. So again, we've got different ones. We'll bring these in, maybe at the back because they're slightly thicker. And again, these, just give them that little bit of a bend. And then one down here. Again, I like length. And this is, as I say, our line. We're forming our line of our structure. I'm going to bring one here. So I'm coming down again. I'm doing it at the back. Even if it's slightly sticking up, that's okay. I mean, these don't bend, so it's still within our structure. That one's quite long, so cut that. I'm going to bring that one in. And then I've got two smaller pieces where I'd like them to sit here. So you just then place those in. Because you're wanting to bring the shape of, so like we're on doing these, bring this foliage or element from the top and make it flow to the bottom. So you have to incorporate what's at the top and join it, even if it's in the center, as though it's going around, because you're forming your boundary as well. So that's your structure. What I mean, you're building a structure of your boundary. And your line of where you want to be. So it's flowing. So these and these are all joining together to go down to the bottom. So that's those guys. So there is our thing. If you think that this may be slightly long, I mean, I like it like that. You can snip it, you know, at an angle. I do it at an angle. You don't just want to snip it across, because then it looks like you've just, if somebody spots it, because you will get fussy customers who will look at your work and they will notice that you've just snipped it across straight. So try and make it look natural by adding in a point. So it just looks like the one below, and I've taken off about 2 inches. So I've got now my variegated ficus. See, and again, I don't want to cover that like that, because by covering that, all that looks like it's been a waste of time. So I want to place just a few bits. I don't want to go crazy with this. Just a few bits, probably 3, one there, and then one at the bottom. I'm not going to overdo it with the ficus. I want it to look slightly minimal with it, as long as I can still see the wispy bits. I just want that different, bring your leaves in, that different little bit of leaf texture and variety of as well. So then I'm going to go here, because I need something behind there which will also show that off. Like so. I may need to just push it down a little bit. Oh, it's coming out that side. Right, let me just pull it out, guys. Cut the stem a little bit shorter. And place it somewhere else. Like so. And then I want another one down here. Again, I don't really want to go crazy with it because this seems to be slightly longer in length, which I purposely did because I want to extend that line. I'm using a longer one, what's got more foliage on. That's just got 1, 2, 3. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of leaves on. So I'm adding an extra set of leaves to elongate it with this at the bottom because this is also longer. I feel like I've got the teacher head mode on today. It's just that I just like to, you know, it's just me. I like to help, guys. I like to show you how and the way to hopefully, you know, look at things and think about how you're doing things. That's the sort of person. That's what I'm here for. You know what I used to say, if I can help people design or create something beautiful, then it will save them a lot of money going to university like me and spending money on college fees when you can get it for free. Oh, you got to be a bargain hunter, guys. I am. So why not? Learn off somebody who's had to pay. That's not me, you know. That's not you being selfish. That's the way of the world. You've got to try things like that. You know, not everybody's got the funds to be able to do it. You know, pay all these expensive college fees. Right. Now I'm getting the Fiddlehead fern and I'm bringing this in the, you know, slightly in the front of the wispy bits. Because this will hang and then I can place whatever. If I place floral in, this is just hanging naturally because I like to give that natural look to the point where if you go in your garden, you'll see things on your tree just drooping over, some standing upright, some going in another direction. That is what my aim has always been, to give it that natural look as much as possible. So allow things, don't think that things look, you know, because they're drooping, they're not in a uniformed way. You know, it's not always about having a uniformed look, unless that's the type of look that you wish to always, you know, that's your statement piece, that's like what you're aiming for, and that's your work, your signature style work, then that is fine. But if you're wanting to do a variation of looks, this is another look of what you can do. You know, giving it the natural look, the natural where it hangs. So as you can see, I bend the stems so it looks natural, what it would do if it was bent in, you know, when you look outside on your garden. I don't just have things like that. Give them that movement. By manipulating your stems, you're giving it the movement that it requires. And that is a positive thing. Again, unless you want to do a compact one where there's no movement. And I'm placing in 5. I want these around here. And I always say as well, volume. You know, you need volume. If you don't want it to look, sorry guys, I've got an itch. If you don't want your arrangement to look like a pancake arrangement, because you can do pancake arrangements where it's flat, because some people have screens on their doors, and so they have to put something, if they want to put something behind it, they have to have a flat arrangement. But if you want volume, instead of just like building upon building, layers after layers after layers, bend it inwards like that towards the centre. Bend them all inwards. It puffs them up, makes them a bit puffy and more full. And do that. That will help. So now I'm going to get the conifer, my all-time one of favourites. Now I could place that at the back, because by bringing that here, it's hiding again a lot of things. Because it's chunky, slightly chunky, coarse, I want it to be just around the back area. So I don't want to place lots of this in. So we'll just, and again, I'm bending it over. So whatever you've got, say like from the here across, from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock, whatever is under there, you bring your stems upwards towards the sky. And from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock at the top, you place your stems downwards. So that's 2. I've got a stem missing with 2. So again, I don't want lots of this. Just enough. And if you feel you want to just bring the odd leaf in to, you know, mix itself in with the rest, just pop one through or all of it through to give it so it's all intermingling with each other. And then I'm going to bring one down here as well. Let's just again, I'm going upwards with my stem. Just bringing the odd one in. So you can see I may put another. Oh, there it is. What have I done with it? Let's just glue that in, guys. Again, if you've got a stem that's come off or a leaf that's come off, get your glue gun or your glue pan and glue it back on, because if it comes off once, it will do it again. And I'm going to bring that one there. Again, I'm below the 9 o'clock mark, so I'm bringing my stems up. Let's just grab that spider's web. And I've just touched something. There we go. And then I want one more for around the centre. Oh, there's another one. Where's all these dropping from? Where are they all? That's okay, that's okay. That is, oh, 2 here. So let's glue these in. And if they do come off again, that's why I say glue them on instead of just placing them on. I mean, I have some stems where they click on, so I don't glue them. but if they don't, glue them on, because if they come off and a customer's purchased your goods, probably they'll be on the phone ringing you up and telling you, you know, oh, I'm not happy, this has fallen off, and you have to then apologise and say you'll do it, you know, bring it back and you'll sort it out, or they may ask, the customers may ask for a slight refund because of it's not been done properly, and you don't want that. So I always suggest, you know, make sure it's done right, that you glue them back together, and then you have no comebacks, and then your good word about your business will get spread amongst other people and passed around again, because word by mouth is better than advertising. So that is now where our bit of conifer is in, and again, as you can see, it's bringing volume. You look from the side, the volume is starting to fill up and get full and bouncy and make it look bigger, so that it doesn't look like it's flat. And we've got still plenty of room here. It's not interfering with our bow. We've kept our structure, the form that we decided to make, which is the crescent shape. So we've done that. Let's have a look. We have our monstera. I just want to see, because I want, right, that leaf keeps coming off as well. Oh my goodness, what's happening with it all? 1, 2, and there. So let's glue that back on. Oh, Benji's going away this weekend, guys. I think I told you yesterday. So I won't see him for a week. Oh. Right, so now I want just to, because these are going to the back, our orchids. So I want to add these in like these for the line and to form that structure for the florals. So I'm going to cut off as low as possible. I'm going to do 2 to start with. I can get it right down. I may have to take the foliage off and place the foliage on picks, because, oh, I may not actually. Let's have a look. Oh, I will. I'll have to take the foliage off. I've just glued one on. Let's take that glue off of it now. And again, the little prongs that are here, I call prongs. They are, I think there's 2 reasons for those. They're either for obviously moving up your floral or your foliage in different areas, and plus always as well when you push them into your styrofoam or dried floral foam, it's like acts like a hook and holds in. So there's, you know, just a couple of different reasons, what, you know, things that they're there for. So I've just, these haven't got wire in, so please be careful if you've got some without wire in the stems of the flowers. Just slightly bend it, manipulate it, just a little bit, not too much. I've done it a bit too much occasionally and snap them, just to open it up. You can have them thin, you know, like, excuse me, like so. But I want to see the flowers. So I want that probably going up here. I want it higher than these. And now that's unusual. Usually I bring them down, but because of the line and the structure, I want this to be our line, our main line, and also at the bottom as well. So that's what we're going to do. So I want these to go in And I'm just again, and I'm not really putting much of a bend on these guys. Let me just have a look. So that's that one. Now I'm going to do the same with the bottom. Cut off the prongs again, to make it look tidy. Just lightly bend these as well. And I want that coming down here as well. So let's get some glue on that. Let's just try and get it in. Let's just put a, excuse me, I've got such a dry throat. Put a little bend on that one though. Right, now I want a third. Let's cut, this one's going to be shorter. Again, I want the leaves. And this is shorter because I want that coming out from the side. So that's still a bit too long. Oops, the daisy. Just see, I don't want it looking too odd. No, that's fine. It comes out more again, like this one and this one. I want them out slightly more. Right, I'm going to place the leaves. 2, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on picks. So then we've got some, again, another different texture because these are really soft but pointy, really long. So then instead of short. Oh, the purple wreath's gone, guys. That was sent last night. The Halloween one is going Saturday. I've contacted the person that's going Saturday. So that's boxed up. Well, going to be boxed up, should I say. Right, so now I've got long leaves. So I had the orchids, I could place now these leaves 2 with each one to show that it's part of still the orchid. Or I could just have them being placed around here and there. So let me just have a quick look. I think I may place them here and there because we've still got lots of elements. And I want these ones coming, well, I want one coming in. And I'm going to add one of these, or maybe two, just with the bow because they're small. Or do I have one of those instead? No, not those. I don't think I'm going to use those. No, they just don't go. So I'm not going to use those, guys. Let's just check on our, again, a bit of light with dark, yeah. I'm going to cut these slightly down. So yes, you've got a choice of putting these with the floral, actual floral, or dotting them around. I think, again, to add to the structure and to the line, I'm going to dot them around. Just give it that little bit of a bend. And that's in the wrong place. Let's make it shorter, because they are quite long. Better. So I'm going to do like a zigzag with the sort of effect, which is one there, near the front, well, sort of at the front a bit, one at the back, so that's slightly in front of that one. So the ones on the front are slightly shorter stem. So that's in the front here. Again, just give it that different movement. Let's just cut that one a bit down. And the one at the back. I think I need to cut that again. Oops, oh, I bent it. Quick before the glue dries. Bring that round there. And one here. That there. And I'm going to bring that one here. Let me see. I'm trying to find. There we go. Like so. So that is them in. So we've got a bigger leaf here. So when it comes to actually sitting out, you know, florals, it's got something long to go with it. Again, we've still got these, the bounciness. There's a lot of foliage but I love foliage. And I'm going to add now these. Again, I'm adding things coming inwards as well towards the front, because having things slightly lower than what these are, how these are long here, having things slightly lower, say for like example, once I put that one in, bring it out slightly, also adds texture and contrast, and also depth as well. Instead of it being just the length and of the structure, it's adding in depth, you know, to your arrangement. Like some things grow, you know, take longer to grow taller than others. Some things are just a natural small plant or flower. So I take that also into consideration. And also with them being quite movie, they add to that movement again. So if it's windy outside, they will move in the wind and look natural. When I've done wreaths for customers, especially one customer, she sent me a video and she says, oh my gosh, people think they're real, because they're just moving when it's windy, and they're just swaying. The flowers are moving side to side. They think they're real. They keep asking me where I got them from. And I have to keep telling them they're not real. And I keep telling them to come to you. So yeah. I had a lady at yoga who I made that one for, the blue one. She says that people keep saying, even her neighbours, when they first saw it on her door, oh my gosh, that's absolutely beautiful. Because they couldn't believe it and saying, oh, is that real? You know, she says she had to keep saying, no, it's not. It's a lady at yoga who makes them. So, yeah, that's very sweet. It's very kind for people to appreciate and can see that it, you know, and people also to think that they are real. You know, that shows that I am in some way, you know, creating them to look natural, and that I'm doing my job properly. I think I want another one here. So yes, that's a bonus for me. It's not about, again, about the money or anything to me. It's more about that people recognise I've done a good job. And they're happy with the work that I've done. And that is what means so much to me, more than anything. Right, I'm going to place one with the bow. I may place a couple, who knows, we'll see. But I'm going to let that come in. So it looks like it's going to join in with it. I don't want the bow to just be left stranded. I could bring one up here as well. I might put, let's have a look with the lamb's ear. I think that may be too much. Who knows, we'll see. But I do like these. Again, bring it under, just to incorporate that little bit of your design from the opposite side in to your arrangement. And again, I want one here just to give it that triangle, you know, position, so it's not looking like it's just a bow placed on by itself and it's got nothing, you know, at all to go with it. I like to, again, bring it together. Let's have a look. That needs to go down a little bit more. Let's cut that off a little bit too long, that stem. Again, I don't want it taking over on this side. Let's just have a look. Incorporate it into the bow. You know, bring it like the plant's in the bow itself. So you've just got that. I'm not going to use any more of these. Again, anything you can buy on a vine and you have picks, just, you know, or even a pick machine, buy a vine, because you get more on the vine than you would if you bought them as a single bunch or stem. And once they are, you know, you've got the vine, because these lambs here were on a vine. I pulled them all off and placed picks on them. So I got more out of it than buying one of these at a time. So I want to add in the light colour, because as you can see now, there is a lot of dark. A bit of light here, but there's dark with the conifer at the back and things like that. So I want to add that bit of light colour around here to join in with the things at the back, and again around here sort of thing, just so you've got that light. And then with my ivy, I have got space in on the second or in the central part here to use also as filler, but I have also got filler foliage. Why? Because use some of the ivy on the front as well as different texture to be shown. But before we do that, I am wanting to place in our alliums. I only want 3. Sorry, I can hear something. It sounds like an aeroplane's landing. But I want 1 here coming out. I could have it here. Or I could have it coming out. And let's have a look what we've got around the side. See, they're the wispy bits around the side. I think I want to move that. I'm gonna put that somewhere else. There. Let me have a look. See, now these are as a cluster. They're not very long. I'm going to glue that back on. That's the one that fell off earlier. So when I was showing you what we're using, so again it's fell off again. So that just goes to show they will fall off again if not glued back on. Yeah, I'm going to use those as well. So let's get our alliums, I think, then. One, 2, and 1 in the centre, 3. So that's what I'm going to do with those. I don't want them. I don't want them coming out too far, So I'm bringing them at the front around here, slightly lower down, because what you do when you have a crescent, it's all right going up like that, but you don't keep everything up here. You have to, you know, scatter the, you know, or basically bring them down like a step in height to bring, you know, to give that more natural look, because it's coming down. It's like going to a point, everything gets smaller as you get to that point, and that is the what you're trying to create here. You've got the height here, and then everything comes down in size to the end, and that is what we are trying to do. I mean, I don't want to go over there where the bow is, so I will bring the allium here, because that is our thing, and we're coming here. And then I want one around here as well. And this basically is a wreath that can be used all year round. You don't need to have it for Christmas or any particular season. It's an all year round one. And there. So again, and fluff up, intermingle. It doesn't matter if your leaf is covering it, it's natural look. You know, some of your foliage outside your gardens covering some of your flowers. If we spent most of our time on the garden parting the leaves off of the flowers and that, we'd be in it all night long, and you know, for the rest of our days, because leaves grow on top of each other. You can manipulate things, you know, bring things in, intermingle them, fluff them up, give them a bit of body and bounce, you know, and volume and natural effect. So it doesn't matter if that is coming down that way, that's how it would droop in the real world. Right, I want to also, before we put any lambs here in, look at our green rose. Oh, aren't they divine? Now I want to bring some, I want to hide that hook, and that's the last point of where I will go with my floral. So I don't know whether to place a white one there, a white rannunculus. Oh, look at that. Let's get that white rannunculus in there. So that's my end point. It's a thicker little bunch, and it's covering our hook to a degree anyway. Like that. And I'm going to do the same here, finish it off there. It's like a bookend, that's what I call them. I'm placing in my bookend, my finishing, my stop or my red light where I can't go past. Like so. And that's there. Aren't they pretty? Just that one's a different shade. I don't know, I must have good eyesight. Let's grab a new one. See, I could even bring the odd one up here. So I could go down like a zigzag, up, down, till I reach this area. So again, I'm going to leave that so I can get my roses in now. Now I've done my bookend, and then I could place in a bit of bit more height. rose, because then we'd have something coming like that. Who knows, we'll have a look as we go along. I may change my mind. That could even go behind it, you know, bring some of the colour outwards as well as having it all around the centre. So then that one could sit around here. If I just place it through there, around there. You may not see them as much, you know. I could bring these out at the back, which I may do that. I have one left. I don't want to do too much to the bow. I don't think I'm going to use those for some reason, guys. No, I keep looking at them on the table, but let me just get things out of my way. I don't want those. I want those. Those. Let's have a look. 2, 3. Get those. Just so now I can see what we've got left. Again, if this takes you a while, don't worry. I like to go at a slower pace for you guys, not because I think you're slow at it. It's just, you know, there is some new beginners out there. I don't want to confuse them by going really quick and to the point where they've missed what I've said and they have to rewind and they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't hear that. You know, because I know what I'm like. If I have to keep rewinding things, I start getting frustrated, you know. So if I do it, I'm sure you guys will. So I take into consideration how I would feel. But you know, when I'm doing things, I always think, well, what would I be like if it was me? And I know what my answer to that would be. I'd perhaps be screaming, you know, at the TV, why didn't you do that? So I've got to rewind it. Some people think that I'm going too slow, you know. That's okay if you can do it at a bigger, faster speed, but there is people out there who can't. And I think about those. Slightly little bit more, guys, because the beginners, we've all been there. Right, I'm going to bring these two. I've got one there, so I'm going to form the triangle, and I'm going to bring this slightly out at the back. And again, I've got that one here, so I'm going to bring that one here, just slightly out again. Like so. And again, as you can see, they're all starting to fill out. That one's a different colour as well. I'm sure I've picked two colours. I've got pure white and milky white. Yeah, if you can see, that's the milky white. Oh, never mind. Right, so I've got the pure white. I want to bring, as you can see by just adding the white again, this is where the colour, the light, you know, starts to be incorporated. The dark against the light. That's where then it starts to bring your arrangement alive. By placing it around where the darker bits are, especially like the dark emerald green roses, you bring that here between that, and then you, I don't know whether it's an illusion or something just psychological, I don't know, but by placing this here, you seem to notice the dark colour at the side of it. because that white is bringing that out. And that is what makes things look beautiful. Now these are on what I hate most, rubber stems. So what I do, I cut around the stem at a higher point. Let's see if it's glued at the bottom. Yeah, they usually got glue at the bottom so you can't pull them off. So I cut that off first, and then I cut around the stem like so, 360. Pull this rubber off, because in the glue, I'll show you if I placed it on some glue. And let's get something that I could use, like a bit of ribbon. I've just placed it in the glue. You place it in anything and it bends, look. Immediately bends. So that will stick on top of your wreath while the wire has gone through into your grapevine wreath. And that on top of your wreath will make it look messy because it's melting. So yes, and it's horrible. So again, I've seen people just placing rubber stems in. I'll keep my opinions to myself, guys. I'm not a judgmental person, but through my own experience, it's not a good thing. So then I've got the wire now. I can cut what I know will go in and it won't look messy. So then I will bring this in between. Again, with the roses, if I can get it in. I may have to cut it a little bit shorter, guys, because I haven't got much room with the rubber. So I'll cut again and cut all round and then just pull it off. I want it shorter. I want it like that, you know, in front of the green. So then the white here will make you notice this. I'm going to place these where these are on the outside. So again, let's just cut that quite high up. Snip that bottom bit off because they've glued it on. And I'm going to do the same here. There's the one there. And the reason I'm bringing this in here is, again, so these two green here, either side, once you've got the white there, are more noticeable to the eye. And also brings it alive. So you've got that. I could have, because I've got 4 and I work in odd numbers, I could bring one out here. So let me look so it doesn't look too odd. Or I could even bring it in the centre. I'll bring it in the centre. I'll use, is that the same? Yeah, I'll use this one. So now we have 5. So we don't want that. So that's the rannunculus finished. Now I love these. And we've got these in white as well. It's just a shame that they're so small on the stem. We'll see. I'm a bit umming and ahhing now about those. Now I've got our astrantia. Now by placing in the astrantia, you've got a little bit of a gap here. Now by placing in something a bit bigger, like that, if I can untwine it, it's ravelled up. You're now hiding this little bit of a gap here, or adding to it. Things here, again, I may need to get more floral because I've got foliage and that. I've been looking while we're working. Oh, I know what I did say earlier. I was going to get it earlier, but I thought I'd wait. I've got some green peonies, some lime green, and then a bit of that, but I've got other bunches of them. I was looking at those earlier, something with a bigger head, or I've got these also, which I think would look better. Again, a different texture. It's round, but it's got lots of little leaves, petals and flowers. Now the peony is lovely, but it's just one big bulbous flower. Now these is little ones and would look better sat with it than the peony. You could get carnations, sunflower. No, I haven't got green sunflower. I did, sold them. But yeah, hydrangeas, but carnations, anything like that. But I think the peony it looks as well a bit too much like the rannunculus. So I didn't want to sort of make that look the same. Let's have a look. Right, take that out. It's too long. There. It's better. Just by shortening it with the length of these, it's adding to it. Oh, I love these. The pollen, you know, the artificial pollen look, it's just so realistic. They call these the billion stars. Such a pretty little thing. And they're very good in wedding flowers. Exceptionally beautiful. Very romantic. I'm just placing now these where I've got my rannunculus. Again, and I'm bringing it out to give it that little, you know, fullness around the sides. Right, I've got two tiny ones left. I'm going to just stick those in, one at the bottom and one at the top. Again, if you've got something where there's two of something left, obviously you've got a top and a bottom. Place one at the top and one at the bottom. Instead of like one in the centre and one at the bottom. To balance that out by placing one at the top and one at the bottom is better than putting one in the middle and making it unbalanced. So that is with those astrantia placed in, a little billion stars. Again, we've got these for our movement on the outer side, but which we're going to keep with the crescent shape. So instead of just having these sticking out, I want to bring these going up there like we did at the beginning with the twiggy bits, going up, out, down. And then again, so then these are also forming your crescent shape and your structure, with them being long and, you know, got long stems and like grass effect. Let's pull that price tag off. And these are all push-ups. So I've cut 5. So I'm going to go again, bringing it up. I mean, you can move these around because they look like some are going off here, some are going off there. I want to try and manipulate them so they're all looking like they're bending to one side by just twisting them on the stem into a certain position. Sometimes like so. It's more now going that way to form again your crescent shape as it's placed in. I don't want them too, oops, let me just get that, the little centerpiece has just come off, so let's just glue that on because I don't want them coming off. So that is again just a little bit of a wispy bit. I don't want them going too far over towards the ribbon or bow, and I'm going to do the same with this one. You can manipulate each one by turning them. Again, that one's now looking a bit slightly more going that way. It's just that one wants a bit of help there. And if you feel that you've got gaps in your foliage, we've still got our foliage on the floor, you can place in, and we've still got our lambs here. Again, there's a gap here, I could easily place that there and that will fill it in. So, and we've got our ivy. So, you know, I haven't forgotten. I'm very funny about having gaps as well myself, guys. So so now we're coming down to this area. Oops, I've just pulled that one off. Where's the stem? Oh, it's there. Let's take it out. I can't do it while it's in. I'm going to use a pick. So there's one. Keep that centerpiece on. There. So now I can manipulate it in the way I would like it to sit now. Like so. So then that's coming out there. And then we've got the same with the another two, one here and one here at the bottom. And do the same with those also. Let's just cut that plastic off at the bottom. Oh, I've got a hatred for it. But it's all in good cause, really. Now I'm going up with my stem. But then I'm sitting the flowers down. So instead of the flowers going up to the crescent, top of the crescent, they are now pointing down to the line, to the bottom of the crescent. Like so. So that is now our little wispy bits in, so I don't need no more of those. Let's get our lambs here. They may be going all in the centre, probably. 3, 4, 5. Right, now again, as you can see, I've got gaps, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I want that to be filled. So whether I place it at the back here, or whether I decide to place it just slightly in here. So then it's covering that hole at the back and also that little gap what's further in as well. And that's the reason I tend to sometimes not just put everything at the back. If I can see a little gap here nearer to the centre, I will bring this in, but also make sure I place it where I'm covering the gap at the back as well as the bit what's at the front. So that is where we will place it. So we will go here. Like so. And I've got a little bit of a gap I find here. I'm going to bring that lower down. And the reason for me bringing that one slightly, it's just slightly in front of the conifer, but I'm bringing it slightly lower because it's not needed as high, but it's still got a bit of gap. And also the stuff at the side, again, it's acting like the rannunculus, something light, draws your eye also and makes you notice by eye the dark green roses. It's like a trick. So again, the same thing here. Bring it slightly in. If I can see. And we will fluff all this up. As we say, we incorporate things within each other. We've got other things to add. And I'm also using this as not just as filling in places, but also as depth as well for the smaller elements that will be in there. Okay. And I'll put one more in. I'm going to place that under the allium. But also bring a bit of ficus above it and a bit of conifer, so it's in the background, so to speak. The same with this. Just bring a bit of your foliage through from the back to blend in and give it that wonderful natural full volume look. So then that's that. So now we're going to do the front, where I'm going to place in the green hydrangeas. Now these are, again, these are soft. The leaves are soft, the stem is soft. So this is a soft textured floral. I'm going to cut it right at the bottom, because if I don't use if I have to take off the foliage, I will place that in as a filler, which I more than likely will. These will pull out like so. So let's pull that one out, and also that one. So I've got a smaller one here, smaller head, so I could place that here. Again, it's lime green, again a different colour. I don't know if anybody of you have got a colour wheel chart where that will explain how to have your pick the right colour choice. You know, to make an arrangement. I've got one, but I've had it years. I think mine needs updating. It's to give you, if I just quickly show you, I've got it here. It's a bit battered, guys, with all the usage that it's had when I've been at college. And it's torn as well here. But it's like that on one side with your colours, and then it's also got the opposite side. So, you know, it's got things like your split complementary colours, your triad, your tetrad, and things like that. And your pure colours, and your, you know, where you can work out the monochromatic, your analogues, your achromatic, your colour, you know, and light. Again, where I'm on about your subdued creation of your, you know, we say an evening or a candlelit, create, you know, sort of a light, things like that. Your complementary colours, your dyad, and again, things like that. You've got a little arrow on this one at the top, just on that rectangle bit, not on any others. That is the colour where you're going to choose to go. So if you want, you know, reds and oranges where it says there, you place that arrow on the top, on the colour on the outer side that you want. So now you've got, if you want to do split complementary colours, you've got a triangle in the centre that tells you your split complementary. You follow that centre triangle to the end, to the corner. So you've got all those colours in that chart. Then it tells you to choose something out of those colours in that side. And then it also this as well. So you've got blues, greens and reds and oranges. So that's a split complementary. Now if you wanted a triad and you still was going for the reds and oranges, a triad is the slightly bigger triangle in the centre. You would go to the greens and then you would go to the violets, which reds and oranges go with violets and purples and greens. So that is your, you know, your triad colours. Now if you wanted to go your tetrad, which you would be here, and then you would go to the red violet, to the yellow orange, to the green, and then to the blue violet. It gives you your colour choice and basically helps you which colours to pick and which tones and shades to go to pick for your arrangement. And on the back, it's just a guide to mixing your colours. So if I wanted, if I wanted to add red to violet, or red violet, or violet, let's choose violet. It's telling me, you know, select a colour outside the wheel, and along with it a colour on the inside of the wheel. So that's the colour on the outside. So I might like that colour, that colour, that colour, or that. I don't know. I can go along and choose. But if I think that, then it helps me with that as well. But it's got instructions here, so they're easy to follow. So and that helps concerning what colours to place together. I mean, I'm used to it now, but don't get me wrong, on the odd occasion I think, oh, now I've not done it in that colour before because it didn't say it when I learnt it. I haven't learnt that colour. I'll check my chart to see if that colour would go with it and things like that. So, you know, I do occasionally go back to it just to see if there's a colour on there that I've never done before that will be complementing each other. So I hope that helps as well. Right, I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to cut this also because this has got a rubber stem. Sorry if this video has gone on, guys. I'm just trying to explain because I know the gentleman would wanted me to explain as why to place things there and colour choice and things like that and etc. So I'm placing these in three. One here, the smaller one in the centre, and then the other bigger one up here, around here. So I'm having these around the centre. I know some people think that my videos are way too long, but I'd rather them be long. And I keep apologising every time my videos are long. But because some of the subscribers have said I shouldn't apologise, because if it wasn't for me going slow, they wouldn't be able to catch what I was saying, because they've watched numerous videos where people are talking and they're talking extremely fast. Well, I don't like to do that. So then that one there, and then the smaller one I'm going to have in the centre. I know I said I would teach and get back to doing and showing you what I meant by doing that, but it just comes naturally, guys, when I'm explaining to you. So I guess it's better if I explain to you as I'm going along what things mean. Right, I've got these haven't got wire in, so I'm going to place that in that hole there before. Again, bring a bit of foliage up. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing with that. And these, like, I've got bits left here, they've got no wire on. You can either put a steel pick on if you've got a steel pick machine, or you can attach with floral tape, you know, around, or you can just stick them in the glue pan or put a bit of glue on like I am. And then there's a hole in the grapevine and I'm just placing the end of it in there. That's all I'm doing. again, it's only a very thin stem, it's going in the hole quite well. And there's a bit more of my filler foliage. So we don't need those now, guys. We're nearly there, we're nearly there. I don't need those. Sorry if I keep cleaning up after me. That's another probably thing that I keep, it's making me take my time. Right. I want to bring a few of these in as well. So we're going to bring some around here, and again this is filling in around the centre bit on the inner side, or around the inner side of our grapevine wreath. So I'm going to scatter a few of these around because they will help. Let me just turn it, go under here. Got some really tiny ones here. I'm going to place those on the picks. So again, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Get my picks. Oops, get easy. Place the pick the wrong way round. That's one. The same with that. Oh gosh, I went to yoga last night, guys. I mean, I love going. And then we did the Reiki after, where you wind down and you relax, and it's a spiritual thing. It's lovely, really peaceful, and with this lovely music on, calming music. And I fell asleep. I don't know what woke me up, but I woke up about 20-30 seconds after we'd finished, and a lady looked at me and she says, "Oh, bless you." I says, "Oh gosh, I fell asleep." She says, "Don't worry, a lot of us do." She says it's usually the best half an hour sleep that you have. And I says, "Oh gosh," I says, I was thought when I woke up, I thought, God, I'm glad you didn't leave me there and go home. And she says, "Oh no, we wouldn't have done that." And she just burst out laughing. But yeah, it was great. I'm placing a couple together, you know, as a small little cluster around the centre. How many have I got left? 2. I'll bring them all in. I'm going to bring them all in around the centre. I'll show you in a minute, guys. Where's that one gone? Here. Let's just fluff it up, bring things again, like I say, forward, bring things from the back forward, what you'd like to see at the front, just to give it that extra bit of volume. I'm missing something there and it's bothering me, but that'll do. So I've placed them all around the centre. I've got some of these. I realised I've got some of these what look slightly a bit, well, what are the globe fern. I could place a few of those in for filler foliage. So I'm going to, now I'm bringing some of these, you know, like here I can see a gap, and that, well, I'll place one here first. Because that's got white on it. Now again, I can see a gap on the outer side at the bottom. It's here. Something's missing here. So look for those sort of spaces, those areas like that. Gosh, if I can get it in. Place in your foliage, and now that has filled in that gap there. And just do that around. Again, where that is, I've got one here, and I'm filling in that area, just here. And I know I've got a gap because when I move it, I can see a big part of the grapevine. So that's another indication that something needs to also go there. Again, just bring some things forward. Yeah. There's one there. I just want a small one there. Yeah. So I've got a small little bit of space here where the rannunculus is. And I need something to fill in that little bit there. Now that has dropped from here really flat there. So to bring the rannunculus up, you could place something a bit harder behind it. So what can I use to bring? Mind you. Yeah, I'm going to do that with that. This is quite got 3 leaves on, so it's going to lean against it when I place it in to position it so the rannunculus don't look too flat. Or unless I can as well. Let's have a look. Where are they? Yeah. Take that out because it's a shorter stem. Replace it with another one. What's slightly longer stem? What will bring it up a bit more. It's better. So then now you can see I have got here, there's gaps behind these little pines. So I'm going to use these and the odd bit of these to place in around the central point behind here, just so I can cover some of it, and also so it doesn't look unfinished. Again, I want to place in different foliage. I'm going to cut these down because I don't need the stems so long. And again, these are my filler. And I'll keep it from the side view so you can see it going in. And then I've done that, so I'm going to use one of these. Next, just so what I'm doing is filling it up, giving it volume on the inner side as well as the outer side. You need to give it that look of fullness in all directions, if that's the look that you're wanting to achieve. And now I've gone and put a ivy in. I'm swapping and putting a bit of this globe fern in after. And then another piece of ivy. Like so. Bit of the globe fern up here. And then our last piece of ivy. Bring that under. So that now, I don't need any more of that, is our project finished, guys. Again, sorry for the length of time. I've gone into the teacher mode today. I mean, this is what I'd be doing like if I was doing a class, you know, taking my time. It would probably be a 2-hour, 3-hour class, and I'd be going into great detail of placements and things like that. But there is your overall look. Let's just fluff up our bow again. You can still see the bow. We've incorporated a little bit of foliage. Oh, I've got glue on my fingernails. Not much. I didn't want much. And then you now can see the form and the structure where it's a crescent shape, like the moon coming down and around, by using our long pieces for the line, for the height, you know, and for the width and also the length. And that has formed your boundary. And by adding in also the wispy bits, things like that, this gave you also when your eyes get drawn to that, you see the shape of the crescent. And even these flowers, I've moved them so they're following the flow of the wispy bits and the crescent shape as well. And then obviously around here, you can see with the white flowers and that, the crescent shape is also flowing in to the center point as well. It's okay just placing it on the outer side, but you need to bring that look of the crescent within the center so it's recognizable to people that, you know, I mean, a lot of people will call it the shape of the moon, but the crescent shape, you forming it in the center area as well. And then again, your length has come down here. I brought this down here, but it's brought that crescent shape and elongated it down here without touching our bow. The only part that we've slightly gone towards the bow is here because I needed to hide my hook. I don't want my mechanics on show, so I bring things in front of it, and if I have to elongate something slightly, so be it. I will do that for it to look complete without showing the customer the hook at the back, you know, the mechanics. Sorry, I've got it the wrong, it's caught on something. Showing the mechanics and things like that. But we have brought it down here to that shape. And we've also left, I mean, you can cut these tail ends a little bit more if you wish, but we've left a bit of wood for the customer as well to give it another, it's a natural element, wood is, you know, so that they can see that as well, and it looks more natural with the flow of the movement of long wispy bits against short tiny bits, you know, bigger bud heads and things. So bring the large with the small or the large with the minute, and have different sizes of flower heads, and then it will then draw your eye by having just tiny ones, you know. Then it's just you're searching to sort of look basically for something individual because they're all the same size. Same if you had all big, you're searching to look for something different, but because they're all the same size heads, there isn't. So by having different size heads, if that makes sense, and placing them in different areas and giving it a structure and a form and everything like, your eyes are drawn individually to different areas of the wreath, and also different elements by having long with short, with flat leaves, spiky leaves, all different textures, you know, your soft to your coarse and things like that. It draws your eye to the customer's eye to different elements that are in the wreath, and makes it then stand out to the customer, and, you know, and it's more beautiful to the eye to look at for them as well as yourself. So that is what is better, you know, what I've been taught and I know of, and how it works in the way I've been taught. It may have been different now, but I don't struggle to people. I've never had somebody say that's horrible. Obviously, when I first started, they were like, oh, I don't know. But, you know, over the years, and obviously working in floristry, I know what I'm doing, and so will you guys. You will all get there, even if you're there already. You know about it, guys. You know, it's important to the customer. They tend to more than likely want more of a natural look than a false look, something that's not looking like it's real. They want it to look real, you know. And I've had this from a customer who had all the hanging baskets. She did say to me, you know, you will make them look real, won't you? Because I don't want them looking plastic and tacky and cheap. I want them to look elegant. I want them to look like a real hanging basket for people to notice them. I want them to be noticed. And I just said to her, I will. That's my signature style. I like natural look things. I don't like things that look like, no disrespect, but like a child has made it in preschool. I know that's awful, that's very judgmental. I'm so sorry, guys. My apologies. But if you can understand where I'm coming from, because people are very concerned about what they are purchasing. So you have to think of the customer. So I personally think that the gentleman who wanted green and white, I will hear his feedback on this and see what he says, and I will let you know. If he thinks it's not a natural enough, or if he likes it, or if not, I'll let you know, because I can take negativity of customers and that. It doesn't bother me, you know. I learn from negativity, what customers think, because then it makes me learn what they're after. I don't take offence by it. You know, it's just showing me what they want. So, I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry if the video's gone on yet again. I keep apologising. But this today has been a teaching tutorial. Basically, the young gentleman, Gay Wilson, who wanted to ask me about things, I've incorporated a bit of that in it today. So I hope that helps you. Let me know, Gay Wilson, if it has helped you, and if that is the sort of teaching you are looking for. But obviously I have got other things, methods and other explanations of things that I will get into with each different design. So we have fulfilled the crescent design today. We will do asymmetrical, symmetrical, and etc, etc. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, if you want to give it a go, maybe on a smaller scale, you don't have to have all these elements, just to practice on a smaller scale, even on a 10-inch wreath, guys, to start with. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. That's the best thing about having artificial flowers, guys. You can take them out and replace them where you need. Clean the stem, take the glue off, you know, take the bit of glue out of, you know, out of the wreath if there's some left in it, and then you can reposition it wherever you like. So, and that's all the fun and enjoyment of doing artificial. So again, please subscribe, share and like, guys. And to the world, again, I'm asking again, to everybody, to the globe, to whomever, have a wonderful day. Thank you for sitting and putting up and, you know, with my videos and supporting me throughout the length and time that I do with the videos. I'm so much appreciated. Keep it up, guys, because I'm really grateful. And again, give it a go, whether it be in any colour you like. It doesn't have to be in greens and whites. You can do it in absolutely, you could just do it in white. Have all white foliage, white floral, but take into consideration by just doing it one colour, some people may find it hard to spot different elements because it's all one colour. So I always say add at least another colour, or if you're adding one colour, add different shades and tones of that colour, not just the same. So have fun, guys, for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Keep creating. That's all I can say. I love you all. And again, subscribe to everybody for me and share it to everybody. And I just don't know. I just really am grateful, and I'm still buzzing with joy. So I love you all, guys. God bless. Take care. And I won't be here tomorrow because it's Friday. It's my busiest day. So I will see you on Monday. And if you send me comments over the weekend, I'll still answer. Don't worry. Have a wonderful weekend. All the best. I love you lot. Bye for now. Bye. Right, let's have a quick look, guys, because it's gone on for nearly 2.5 hours. There's a lovely little bow, and there's a twine that's got little silk leaves on that I've done with a bit of monstera coming out in 3 different places, just to bring the bow in with the actual arrangement. And there's your astrantia, the billion stars, the little wispy flowers on the end, your wispy ruscus, your twiggy bits, your beautiful orchids, your lambs here with the crystally glass look in them, if you can see. I don't know. And then you've got your fiddlehead fern, the curly swirly fern, your alliums, your beautiful emerald green roses, your ivy, your gorgeous rannunculus again, your astrantia, the billion stars, your little hydrangeas, your ivy, and these, I forgot what they're called, guys, but I will look it up again and remind myself. And also, anything else? Oh, your conifer, my beautiful conifer at the bottom. And I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial and it's been informative. So have a wonderful weekend, guys. I'll see you all on Monday. Take care for now. I love you all. Bye. Bye-bye.